went after him, so it's not that strange for him that he's afraid.
Well,
yeah, but then
it's
he
every
didn't need
time
to
he
get
gets
off
on. Yeah, he just has to learn to stay where he is, and he's fine. He just doesn't like being near him.
Yeah, he didn't need to
He'll
get
figure-
off the perch.
He'll figure it out. I just need to be in here with just him and Mander and just Mander and KK, and then deal with it and try to get it straightened out.
Yeah.
This is all
Although-
pretty,
Yeah, we're live. It was a very majestic flight that Salamander did. That was impressive.
Absolutely.
Just a shame it ended in tears.
oh, he's just a poor guy.
Such a baby. Poor thing.
He is.
If it had been Peaches on the floor, I don't think KK would have reacted like that.
What was it Churchill said? Nothing to fear but fear itself, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was Churchill. Because if he just sat there, he would have been fine. But KK gets anywhere near him and he starts freaking out. And KK just can't stand a pink bird on the floor. He just, no pink birds on the floor. That's just the way it goes. Jasmine knows better. She wants to come over here. She tells me she climbs down the cage if she's over there. She'll climb down, get to the top and look at me. She'll do that a couple of times. Pick me up. I go over and get her. He'll calm down after a while, but
He'll figure it out.
it's one of those times when you wish you had a hockey stick. That probably works pretty well. It's got a big enough blade on it. You can stop them from trying to attack each other. You think that's funny? Yeah, okay.
Oh, KK, you showed that Salamander. Yes, you did.
Poor Sal.
Poor thing. He's such a sweet baby. And the big
Yeah, but he missed
KK.
he missed his calling. He should have come back as a chicken. Although I've been around some roosters that were pretty tough. Come up and kick you with their spurs,
So
Hi, Bob.
we've got Lisa, and we've got Rita, and we've got Michelle, and we've got Jocelyn. So hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, you missed the excitement. It is. We had KK does not like the pink birds on the floor. Pretty much any white bird can get on there, but the pink ones, So Mander he's scared of KK. So KK is just over here playing, right? He's over there playing, and Mander jumps to the floor. That's that. KK goes right after him. So I'm chasing him, and Mander getting under the chairs, and it's hard to finally got him separated. KK really wasn't trying to hurt him. If he'd wanted to, he could have. That's not the way they usually work. He just wanted him out of his area, trying to chase him out of here. So, but he's the new guy in town. So, and Mander has seen this before, but he still dives onto the floor. Yeah, he was in here pretty much all yesterday, no problem. Sat over there. But this guy, KK, was just sitting, he was playing around over here. He wasn't over in that area. So as soon as he moves over there, Mander starts with the open wings. I'm going to take off. Next time that happens, I'm going to have to just get up. Well, I had two birds on me, so it would have taken me a minute. But I get up and go over and take him and just put him inside one of these cages where he feels safe.
You need a butterfly net. You can just throw the net over him and then put the whole thing in the cage.
He's a big butterfly. Now see, there's Bob on the floor. White bird, no problem. Jasmine tried that. Won't allow it. But if Bob or Cecil's sitting on me, aren't you, Cecil? Bob or Cecil or Snowball or anybody gets on the floor, Pippa, yeah, he doesn't have a problem with it, but he goes on his pink alert, and that's the end of that. Do you think that's funny? Do you think that's funny? I have trouble moving my head from side to side. If I did that, I'd be stuck that way forever. Right, Cecil?
So we have some sad news from Jocelyn. So her cockatoo, Paulie, had to be put down at the weekend because he was pretty sick. So we're all thinking of you, Jocelyn. He was 22.
Yeah. Well, it's sad. I know why we've lost too many birds over time here. I know how it feels. Everyone's different though. Every bird gives you a different feeling when they go. 22 years is a long time to have a bird.
And that's a pretty good run for a cockatiel.
Pretty good, but yeah. You just kind of wish they'd live forever,
I mean, you're never ready to say goodbye to them, are you?
No. Nope.
And who else do we have? So we have GTH42 is here, and we have Erin, and we have Falcon Sue. So hello to all you guys.
Hey guys. Well, we got a donation here, so we got some. Remember, I used to have these kind of things up. Well, we've got them now too. I've got the curtain set for over there, which unfortunately I have a sewing machine because I know that someone is going to tear the bottom of those up, and I'll have to keep bringing them up. I've got them touched on the floor now, so I can. And I've got a little room on top too. I can drag them down a bit. So there's extra material. That we got that tapestry, and then behind me we have another one, which is kind of like the one in Princess Bride, because if you tap right here, that's where the light switch is. It doesn't open it so you can go down into the dungeon, but it does turn the lights on and off.
Oh my.
That's a nice one though. It really does make it better. I've got more to do, but it's nice to have those in here.
Yeah,
I got the window.
Makes the place look very kind of sort of rich and, what's the word? Opulent. And you've got nice burgundy curtains and then the big murals on the wall as well. It's lovely.
You're making me think of that Steven Spielberg movie. He should have got the big Academy Award for opulence.
I'm not sure what the pattern is on the curtains though. It kind of looks like the inside of a kiwi.
Oh, it's just a forest with the light coming down from the sky.
No, the red ones.
Oh, that, yeah, kind of. Well, I'm not too sure either. It looks like some stylized sun pattern or something.
It looks like if you cut a kiwi in half, you can see the little seeds inside.
Yeah, kind of does. That's true. Nice though, with the window film on it and the curtains. It's going to keep it cool. I got the window film for the big windows, but they're 44 by 26 inches. So, and I've got to try to do this without putting any creases in it. So I figure I'll do the lower windows because I got 4 of them like that. I'll do the lower windows first, and by then maybe I'll have it down so I don't crease the upper windows. These don't take the glue. You just take a little soapy water, and then and not much soap, just a tiny bit, because you don't want bubbles from that either. And you put it on the window, and then you lay the stuff on it. So it's not really glued to the window; it just sticks. But I can tell that sun that sun just bakes through there at the end of the day. So because that's where the setting sun hits. And about 1 o'clock it starts, and by 5 or 6 o'clock at night, you can feel those windows just burning. So. And we're not even into the hot weather yet. We haven't broke 90 degrees Fahrenheit was the highest we got. And we'll get 110, 120. So, what are you doing, big boy? Hi, KK. Hi, KK. Bob, leave him alone. Hi, KK. Mr. Territorial. You don't own my lap. You think you do, but you don't. He's not too sure about the curtains. I just shortened them yesterday and hung them up. So he's like, I don't know about that.
Well, they look kind of pink. And
yeah, they're right.
That's not good. That's scary and not allowed to touch the floor.
All right. It's all right, KK. It's all right. It sounds weird if you say it's okay, KK. So it's all right, KK. Yeah. You'll figure it out. He goes, that's my area. You changed something. Oh, he had a fit earlier because I came out with a tripod. I know I've got other tripods around here, but I don't know where they are. So I come up with that thing, and he jumps up on his cage and looks at me like, you can't have that. That's mine. But I just killed the mash recipe that we have up on the web. It's gone because I just did another one today with the new mash. I've been making it for 2 years, but the other one we had up there was old and it was okay, but not great. Not compared to what we've got now. So. Can you guys still hear me? Somebody was trying to call in and I killed the call.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I gotta put this on block. I don't know why it doesn't always work, but let's do that. Okay. Well, somebody local though. I don't know who.
Did you get your well sorted?
Yeah, it was the vacuum relief valve. So what happens is what in a vacuum relief valve is it just lets air in if you could develop a vacuum, because if you got a strong vacuum, the pump can't pump water. So they just replaced the vacuum relief valve. You having fun with the curtain? KK. I know you got to check it out. That's okay.
Does he think Salamander's hiding behind there?
Yeah, I think Snowball is certainly mad at you because you brought out one of the pink birds. But where is Cecil still on Sugar's perch?
No, he's in my lap.
Ah, with the Bob, the Bobaloo Bob.
With the Babaloo Bob.
Oh, good boys.
They both seem so behaved since KK has arrived.
Yeah, I figured you just needed to check the curtains out, and I've got enough material to let it out. And fortunately, I know how to use the sewing machine because I'm going to be fixing things a lot. I'm glad it came with me here. Even though it was pretty much mothballed, I hadn't used it in ages. What you doing? Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably not. Those leaves out there are really blowing in the wind. It's probably only about 25 miles an hour, but we've had a lot stronger than that. That's why we're inside today, because the wind would blow the birds away. So, right, birds? Lucy? sleeping on a cup. No, bird. No ball. It's the paper underneath you, Bob, just in case. Here. There we go. Babaloo. I have the living room curtains to sew up, which I'm going to do in place. And then I got 2 bedroom curtains. 1, 2, 3. The way I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 10 of these to sew up. Are you climbing down? Is that what you're doing? Obviously. You have wings.
Well,
People,
Falcon
you have
2 wants to
wings.
know how Pippa's doing.
Pippa's doing pretty good. Where is Pippa? She's in here somewhere.
Pippa.
Pippa. Oh, there you are, Pip. There's the Pip. She's doing better. Not sneezing much. Once in a while. I should probably do it now that I said that. I also got better filters for the air conditioning system so that it'll keep the dust down. I think she's got just a problem with dust in general. Right, little girl? Yeah, now you sneeze. Now you sneeze. Uh-huh. Yeah, her droppings are still good. Her weight's good. She's got that little sneeze once in a while. She hasn't had any Benadryl today, so she wasn't sneezing until she got in here. But they come in here in this room, they start moving around, they raise up a lot of dust. So, so Pippa. Pip, pip. Pip, pip. Pippa. That's right. That's right, Pippa.
That's right.
That's right. Now you go sneezing again. You just probably bring in the Benadryl when I take them in here. I can always put it in the toy box, I guess. Pip, pip. Pippa. Cecil, those are my shoes. Cecil. Cecil, those are my shoes.
What has happened to Cecil's shoe? He has had one of these tiny shoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's one around here somewhere. He was whacking with me with it yesterday.
Oh, my Cecil.
Come on, Cecil. Up, up. Come on. Come up. Come on. Not the shoe. Silly bird. What are you doing waddling? You're going to come back next life as a duck. There you go. Needed to get the right toy, huh? No, no. Nice try. No, no. Nope. He's got quite the strut. Bob, where you going? Oh, okay. Bunka ball. Okay. That's better to hit me with? Okay. Well, you do have 3 more of them that actually have rattles in them. You take the rattles out, You're fun to watch, Cecil. Case. What are you doing up there? You found a piece of paper, did you? Grandpa, what are you doing? Yes, you're chewing on paper. KK. Hey, KK. What's up? Bob. Yeah.
After all the excitement at the start of the meeting, they've all gone suddenly quiet.
Yep. They have. Although I think Cecil's about ready to beat me with the bunga ball. Bob's looking for some kind of mischief. I'm watching you. A little piece of wood, that's it? You expect me to believe that's what you went down there for? Hmm? Silly bird. Yeah, it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow, so I'm going to put the film on the windows, I hope. And then once I get that done, I'll start looking at whatever free time I have. I'm going to start working on shortening the curtains. Right, Bob? I'm going to do more in this room too, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Possibly put another cage over there and then run ropes from cage to cage so they have a rope they can run. Maybe that'll be something for Salamander so he can escape on a rope without going down to the floor.
Yeah, he's a little panic room. And Spirit Matter's here, and Warm Fuzzy Vibes is here, so hello to both of you guys.
Hello, guys. KK, what are you up to?
Still exploring his corner.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do with the curtains, and he wants to eat the tapestry, so I'm just trying to keep him away from the edges. You know, I can deal with if you choose some of the curtain on the floor is no big deal. I can fold that up and stitch it again, but that's all of about 10 minutes of work. But if he starts chewing the edges on things, it's not going to be good.
Well, he looks very interested.
He looks like he's planning something. What you doing, KK? What's up, big boy? Hi, KK. KK. Hi, kid. You guys. sleeping up there. Sugar's preening. Cecil's whacking me with a barnacle ball. Bob is nesting next to me. What's up, Cecil? Yes, I filmed the mash making this morning. I just have to edit all the different pieces together. You won't have to watch me chop up all the vegetables. I did that in. What are you doing, Bob? Where are you going? Did that in time lapse. So it took 10 minutes down to 31 seconds. What are you doing? Oh, you big nut. Do you like beating me up, Cecil? You like beating me up? Yeah.
Hey, Cecil. Sweet boy.
He's a good bird. Yeah, that mash recipe has changed so much. The other one I had was, I mean, it wasn't like it was going to be, what's the word? If you followed that recipe, it wouldn't have been bad, but the new recipe is just so much better. They all like it. Of course, they all want their edamame and their birdie biscuit too. Stop trying to eat my AirPod holder, kid. Yeah, I'm talking to you, you silly bird. Hey, leave it alone. Silly bird. Uh-oh. He's doing birdie hypnosis on me again. All right, let's try not to hit the phone, okay?
Cecil attack mode.
Get it from a different angle. Oops. There we go.
So we have a new person in the chat, Liz, who has a question for you, Don. So hello, Liz.
Sure.
And
Hello.
it says, I'm thinking about getting a bird soon, but I don't have a very big apartment, so I'm worried that they won't be able to fly enough. Do you think this will be a big issue?
Well, flight is important. It's the only exercise they get. If you're talking about flying a bird around, you're probably talking about a smaller bird. For a cockatoo or budgies, small apartment's fine, and they don't make so much noise that you're going to get in trouble generally. Larger birds with larger voices, I'd be concerned about having them in an apartment, although I've done it. I had to hang soundproofing on the walls to do it. But yeah, probably going to be fine if it's a smaller bird, and just be sure that it's not a bird that's going to make a lot of noise and you end up with complaints. Cockatiels and budgies should be okay.
Well, I just can say from my point of view, I have 2 budgies and they are loud. So even if we have the windows closed, we can hear them outside in the garden. And we have a kind of freestanding house. So I don't know how it is in our apartment. That really depends on how, how much do you hear from the neighbor. So when I live in that's in my parents' house, and then for my study, I live in my study apartment. And there, when the neighbor does something loud, like hears loud TV, so when you hear something like that, so they probably will hear the budgies. So, and I think that depends in which country you live and which policies you have in that house you live. So if you can do what you want and you are allowed to have pets also, I don't think anyone can do anything against it, but yeah.
Now they probably run 80 decibels, something like that. The birds, which is loud, but you know, ones I have here 125 decibels, so average. Sometimes more. Bob's about 135.
These guys can out scream a 747.
Yeah, they can. I still remember that story from a friend of mine who, how he kept his family, I don't know, but he took them on vacation in Indonesia, and they were in, I told the story before, but they were in this little hut. That's what they wanted. They were roughing it. They were in this hut, and you know, it rains all the time there. I mean, it's for it to stop raining is pretty rare. So they heard what sounded like a real downpour, but they didn't hear anything hitting the roof. So they went outside, and it was, you know, 500 or 1,000 umbrella cockatoos.
What's another consideration is the amount of dust they make. So some people are allergic to the dust. So maybe if you have allergies or so, better check first if the bird also will affect this.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't want to get a bird and then have to get it rehomed right away. That's not good for the bird.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are super smart and they need lots of attention, and it's cool to have one, but it needs a lot of maintenance, and this over years. Even budgies can live up to 10 years or longer. So
yeah, everybody who actually thinks about getting a bird should take the time to. It's not an easy book to read, but the Manual of Parrot Behavior will give you an overview of what you're dealing with. Whether or not you're dealing with a budgie, a cockatiel, an umbrella cockatoo, or a macaw, you have to deal with they have a different way of looking at the world. And they also have different physiologies. So give you an example why it's important to learn this stuff. One of the vets I know in the San Diego area told me that he was pretty tired of seeing birds because people were bringing him birds that were dying. That bird would get to the bottom of the cage, which, you know, that's been sick for a while when it gets there usually. And then they'd bring him in. Well, my bird's been on the bottom of the cage for a couple of days. Well, what size coffin do you want? I mean, what do you answer to that? Because they hide their illnesses, their prey animals. So, the more you know, I had.
Do at that point.
No, and Chloe, for example, she was my original bird, the one that got me into wanting to help them. And she started, her droppings were about twice as much of the clear liquid. They have three things in their poop. They have a clear liquid. They have, that's the urine. Then they have the urates, which usually depends on the bird. It can be a little different. It's either white or it's like an almond color, or it can be even a little bit pinkish on not much, just slightly on the pink side. Whatever's normal for your bird. Well, she was producing about twice, maybe three times as much of the urine. And fortunately, I had read. I knew what that meant. I knew that meant that the renal shunt, that goes around the kidneys goes around the liver and goes straight to the kidneys was in effect. So I took her in, and after there's 6 shots of antibiotics into her chest. I'm assuming they don't have a breast, but into her chest. The doctor did the first. I had to do the next 6. If I hadn't done that, she would have died. So most people would just think, well, that poop looks strange, or they have diarrhea. That's not diarrhea. Diarrhea is when the solids, which usually come out like a little green tube, and they're usually it's like a long tube of them. So you're maybe talking an inch or a centimeter or more. Anyway, when that breaks up and it becomes like a mush, that's diarrhea. Okay. Having a bunch of extra urine is not diarrhea. That indicates a serious problem. Diarrhea can be bad too, but if there's a smell to the poop, And normally they won't have a smell to their poop. If they do, there's a problem. They need to go in because they probably got yeast infection or something like that, some kind of internal infection. So if you don't know these things, probably the one that's the most the story that's the most obvious about how we don't understand them is around Easter time. We just had that, right? Around Easter time in the United States, a lot of people will buy their kids, they'll buy them budgies or sometimes even a cockatiel. And then they'll take them back. They'll give it to them on a Sunday, and they'll take back the dead bird on Monday and say the bird just died.
Oh, that's terrible.
And the reason for that is that they do not have muscles to inhale air. They use the outside air pressure, and that fills their lungs. They have muscles to exhale. So when they're flying and they're driving those wings down, they're exhaling. And then the lungs just naturally fill by themselves. So kids will hold them. They'll just hold them, like you would a kitten or something, and they can't breathe and they die. So there's quite a few. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so Liz says that they wanted to get some smaller birds they've been looking at the local animal shelter, and they've had a budgie before. So,
okay.
Every
bird is a
budgie or a cockatiel or something like that.
Every bird's a study of one, and you never know what you're going to end up with, and you have to be able to realize that you have some birds make a lot of noise, some birds don't, some birds chew on things, some birds don't. They're all different. So it's good that you've had some experience, but like I told the lady who we used to give classes, and when I first started this house, we give free classes. You had to come to 2 free classes if you wanted to adopt. We gave up the adoption thing. We'd have to have a crew to do this. I mean, you'd have to have a lot of people to do effective adoption, and it requires training and all that. Anyway, she said, well, I had an African gray. I'm thinking about getting a cockatoo. And I said, well, you need to come to our classes. And she said, well, I had an African gray for 8 years. I don't need any classes. I said, well, I'm missing a beat. I said, yeah. And I've been driving a car for 40 years, but that doesn't make me an auto mechanic. There's a lot of things we have to go to professionals for, but you need to have some basic skills like training skills. I mean, that little guy down there is chewing on my shoes, okay? Hey, that's my toe, not my shoe. So, but he could crack a walnut with that beak, no problem.
I was just thinking, these days we could probably set up an online module that people could do instead of having to actually come in, have classes with you. So, I mean, whether people would actually do it and pay attention is another matter, but you could, if you set it up online, you could at least see if they had access to all the resources and stuff.
Yeah,
and have them do a quiz.
The only way I've ever seen that kind of thing work, and this is just my personal experience, is if you don't have to pay for it, you don't learn anything. And Dr. Friedman has a free, I don't know if she does it anymore, but she had a free class, which was the LLP class, where she would teach the same information, but you didn't have, every week we would get on the phone for 2 hours and we had to answer questions, and we had to watch videos and then give our insights. And I mean, it was a lot of work, but it's what taught me what I know, at least the basics of what I know. And then she also gave this class where they didn't have the weekly. Would you stop chasing my foot? He's having fun chasing my foot. Thank you. How about chasing the other foot then? Okay. It's that one. So I've talked to a lot of people who've taken that free course, and you ask them a simple question about the curriculum, and they can't answer it. You ask anyone who's paid the $750 to take the professional course, they can answer the question. So they say, you get what you pay for. And I think you can say that 2 different ways. If you pay for something expensive, you usually get something good. But it's also, you understand what you pay for. And if you get it for free, a lot of people, I'm not going to say this is true of everybody, but I'd say about 90% of the people won't retain anything. because they don't have an investment in it. So I would be okay with giving classes, but I just don't want to do it. You know what I would do? I mean, I would do them and take the money and give it to the Indonesian Parrot Project or some other organization that's saving parrots, so that people wouldn't think that I was just taking their money. You know, but I don't think you should do something like that for free because people won't remember it. And I don't even know how much to charge, but the more you charge, the better chances you have of getting someone to do something. I know someone who went to a doctor. I think this doctor was a quack, but she went to this doctor and to lose weight and to get healthier. And he charged her $6,000 and gave her a whole bunch of bottles of pills and stuff she had to eat every day. A whole bunch of these so-called natural things to help her. And you know, she went through the whole program. Now, this is a person, I know this person. They have no stick to it. This is a person who you could take a cattle prod and you couldn't get them to move. But because there was a $6,000 bill that she'd paid, she went through the whole process. And I know she would have quit on day 2 if she hadn't paid the money.
Yeah. Sounds like me when I did Lighter Life, because it's one of those programs where you instead of eating food, you just have like meal replacement shakes, and they're super duper expensive. So it's like you're basically paying loads of money to not eat anything, but it really works.
Yeah, when I was losing weight, I have a problem with a hernia. It makes it hard for me to lose weight now, but I went Weight Watchers. And the reason I did Weight Watchers is because back in the old days, we're talking back in the Cretaceous period, when you did Weight Watchers, they taught you what a portion was. They taught you how much you could eat. It wasn't just a bunch of boxed food that you got, and you can lose weight that way, but you don't learn anything new. You just do that, you lose the weight, and as soon as you get off the program, you gain it back. And the reason is you haven't learned anything. So while a lot of these weight loss programs work, they do. The thing is that once you're off the program, whatever the boxed food is or whatever, then you just start gaining again because you're just back to the old habits. And Weight Watchers, I don't know how they are.
You have to have the intrinsic motivation to keep doing it.
Yeah, and if you've been trained in habits too, that's what Weight Watchers did. Is they trained me with certain habits. I could look down and say, "That's a portion of potatoes. I'd like 2 portions, but that's a portion. Stop eating my show." I almost got my toe that time.
Little monster.
So cute.
So there's also a question about mites living in birds' feathers. So have you heard of that, Don?
It's rare. It's almost unseen, and it depends on the bird. If it's a cockatoo or a cockatoo, when cockatoos are just a smaller version of cockatoos, it's unlikely because they have feather dust that will kill a mite. But most other parrots can get them. Go to a vet. Don't apply anything yourself. Don't buy some stuff at the store that says it's for mites. Don't do it. Go to the vet. Have them look. It might be something else. Usually when there's a problem with a feather condition, it indicates a more systemic problem. So you want to go to the vet. Want to get in the habit of going to the avian vet whenever you can and learning as much as you can so that when you get to the vet, you're not just going, "What?" Which is how I was when Dr. Jenkins was telling me about Haldol. I was, "What?"
What you sometimes see on birds is you sometimes see ants in their feathers, because what they do is they lie down on an ant pile and then the ants crawl all over their feathers, and the acid that the ants spray cleans the feathers.
Yep, that's called anting.
Yeah, so you sometimes see that, but I think after a while the idea is that the ants will get off again, so they shouldn't permanently be living on the bird.
Yeah, so anytime you think your bird has some condition of the feathers, whether it be mites or something else, if the feathers don't look right, and if you've got a bird that molts, it might just be molting season. So try to keep track of when they do that. Cockatoos don't molt normally. It's occasionally they
Cecil
will,
hanging
but
up a dad with. With KK back there in the corner, now he's coming back.
Yeah, he just wanted to get a toy from over there. He wanted to probably beat me
Yeah,
with that.
but he was pretty
Shut that.
close to KK, checking out the nest box stool, and they were
Yeah,
cool with each other. Sweet boys.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
boys.
yeah. The whites all get along with each other. Yeah. They just don't like those other more colored birds.
And that's
Yeah,
the Snowball,
speaking.
and they like the coloured birds too
Come.
much.
Yeah. Oh, Snowball. Yes, he does. Yeah. Any doubt, see a vet. I know that there aren't a lot of avian vets, so sometimes that can be difficult, but that's why it comes in handy to have something like the BASAVA, the British Small Animal Veterinary Association book on citizen birds. Citizens are what
Pretty bird.
parrots are. That's a pretty citizen up there.
Mm.
And I got another one on my neck. I got one on my neck right now. Oops, hands on the wrong spot.
Pretty bird.
Hmm.
Such
Well,
a pretty bird.
One fuzzy vibe says that if you have chickens, you can rub them in vegetable oil, and that helps with the mite situation. But if you have a cockatoo, don't do that. Take them to the
No.
Chickens
No.
are a lot more well studied than cockatoos, I think.
Yeah,
We
you don't want to put
know more about what to do with them.
You don't want to put anything on their bodies that isn't approved by a veterinarian and an avian veterinarian. And that includes things like lotion. Well, their skin looks dry. Don't do that. You put lotion on there, it can cause their skin to lyse, which means split open and start bleeding. Their skin's not made for the kind of stuff we call skin lotion. You can't do it. The only thing I ever use on their skin, and that's if they've hurt themselves or, if there's a wound that's healing, I use Silvadene, and that was recommended by a vet. So I have a big container of it, 4-ounce container of Silvadene for emergencies. But Pretty Bird, I don't really know where you'd sit right now, Pretty Bird. Pretty Bird is her way of saying she wants over here. I don't have a place for you to sit. Where would you sit? You would just get over here and start fighting with everybody. I know you.
She's Lucy. She'll make space.
Oh, she will, but not in an agreeable way generally, but she will.
Oh my, she looks so cute.
No, she is the cutest little girl. Aren't you, girl? Are you a pretty
Bob
bird?
is a cutie. He was training the Chessy Chessbird.
What a good boy, Bob.
Yeah, the avian vets have to go through 2 more years of training, and then they have 2 more years of residency. So they put in an extra 4 years, and then they have to be tested every 5 years. So going to a regular vet, if that's all you have in your area, and I'm talking about you can't get to one in 100 mile radius, is not going to be too helpful because they don't know what they need to know. I can't imagine most regular vets knowing anything about a renal shunt, or they may not even realize that birds don't breathe the same way. And the whole system of air circulation is not anything like ours. So, and just in their blood. I mean, we have red blood cells that don't have DNA in them. They don't. Theirs do. And that's because they have to replicate their blood. So, they actually their cells have to split to do that. Where we have marrow, they have air sacs and hollow bones. So complicated. If you don't know, you can make a mistake and don't want to do that. Stewie Cecil. Cecil. You sneezing now, Lucy? Yeah, we're sitting at about 18% humidity, so these guys are used to nearly 100%, at least genetically. That's the way they're built. Right?
Oh, such a cute Cecil.
Isn't he a cute bird?
He's so charming.
But Shuggy is ignoring us. Oh, Shuggy, are we no longer French fry friends?
Sugar, what are you doing up there?
Doesn't seem
What are you
so.
doing?
Ignoring me. I know.
I think she's come to realize that when I have the phone in my hand, I have one less hand that I can cut her
But
with.
she has turned around. That's
Well,
you
a
said-
nice
yeah.
music.
You said her
you-
name, so
Sugar. She's been kind of ignoring my hand. There you go. There you go, baby. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, she fooled me yesterday. I got the medicine in her, and then she was able to bend her head and drip some of it out. So probably acting a little funny because I had to give her a double dose. I don't have a choice. I don't know how much she got. I have to give her another complete dose. So otherwise, she gets less than a certain level, and she'll rip herself to shreds, won't you? What are you doing over there? What are you hiding out for? What are you hiding out for?
Gotta take your medicine, Shuggy. Maybe that's why she's acting weird. She's all zonked on her. Oh,
That was yesterday, though. So,
Oh.
but it could have affected her a little bit today. Yeah, that's what I think it is. But I know her absolute lowest level she can have, and anything below that level, I'm going to be dealing with a bloody bird and driving all the way to Vegas. So I don't want to do that.
Well, that's the thing. A bit too much isn't going to do much harm, but a bit too little is going to finish her off a lot more quickly.
Yeah, I think this is the first problem I've had getting it into her, where she's manipulated me and managed to get it out of her beak, because I get it over the tongue and I tilt her head back and I pry her beak open. I mean, I manhandle her to get the medicine in. I used to be able to do it easily, didn't I?
Look, a Shuggy walk. A tiny Shuggy walk.
Well,
Look at that mighty Shuggy walking. With that
cute.
long
Oh.
Shuggy leg.
She's staring at Jasmine. That's why she's not coming all the way over. She sees Jasmine sitting on my neck. She's not happy.
Oh, no. Jasmine.
Yeah, that's not what Moluccans do. They don't sit on each other.
It's not enough room for two of them.
Mm-hmm. And she's back in ignoring mode. Oh my Shuggy, you're a funny girl. That's so funny. Even my budgies do that sometimes. They just sit with the back showing to me, and it's like, guys, I'm a predator. You're sitting there and can't see what I'm doing, and they are like, yeah, we're fine.
We know that predator. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Oh, look at the Bob predator.
So Lisa's asking. Sorry, there's a question. And Lisa's asking, why do parrots shake for a short time? So I'm not sure. Shake.
Do you mean the rousing?
Way? Do you mean rousing when they kind of fluff up their feathers and shake, or something else?
Or do you talk about females when they vibrate?
Yeah, could be that.
Yeah, because if you're talking about, is there panting going on at the same time? There's the question.
If you mean the sort of shaking and clucking and getting all hot and heavy like Peaches used to do and some of the other girls do, then that's a mating thing. But if you're talking about when the feathers kind of get all fluffed up and they shake, then that tends to indicate a change of mood. So if they were quiet, they'll become more active. And if they've been running around like crazy, they'll kind of settle down and get sleepy.
I think Bob did a rouse just now. Body sitting calm, body male, no pounding. I think that's Lisa means rousing.
Yeah, maybe you can take a video and we can see it, because I'm not sure. I mean, it sounds like rousing to me too, but
she says not feathers, body.
Oh, so he flies onto her and sometimes shakes like he's scared and then stops. Is it when you're moving around? Because it might just be he's trying to balance if you're moving and he's on your shoulder.
Hmm.
Don't know. Take a video. There's too many ifs. You know, it's hard to know. I mean, it could be this, could be that. One simple video probably answer the question. But and sometimes individual birds have strange behaviors that they just develop too. So there was a study done where they took chickens and they had a lever against the wall, and then food would drop out, and it wasn't, but the lever wasn't connected to anything. So they got birds that would go around in circles and do all kinds of really strange behaviors because that was the last thing they did when the food dropped out and they were hitting the lever. So birds develop some strange behaviors. Everyone does that. You know, if you're used to going to Coke machines and they don't work, you have an unusual way of approaching a Coke machine. Because you're expecting it not to work. So you might put the money in and hit it first, you know, make sure that money got in there.
Also, Lisa says that Rico conducted a bombing run on her head and then came and sat in her lap and shook. Maybe he's laughing.
Maybe. They do laugh. Usually it's in context too. Are you eating the curtain? No, you're playing. Okay. That was not like I was going to do anything if it was, but no, he's pretty much just ignoring it. He's playing around on the floor.
Yeah. From what Lisa said about Rico, I can imagine that going potty on your head would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, the smaller birds will often, you know, they play those kind of games. These guys don't usually poop on you, bigger ones, but in fact, they'll fight you to try to get off of you. And if they can't, then they'll get to the edge and lean to try to make sure they don't land. That doesn't mean if they aren't on a perch above your head, they won't go on you. They don't seem to think anything of that, but they wouldn't just poop on your head when they were sitting on it. Would you? You wouldn't do that, would you? Would you do that?
Right now, he's taking a nap on top of the TV.
Yeah.
He sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He does sound like a lot of fun.
Jazzy Jazzbird. Look at her.
Yeah.
What a good girly bird.
That's why I never believe people when they relinquish a bird. Oh, this bird's terrible. You can't have her on your shoulder. She'll bite you. You know, you can see just how she does that.
Mm.
She is just a miserable bird, isn't she? Yeah. Are you a miserable bird? No, you're not. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Mm-hmm. She is just a pleasure. I mean, the first 2 weeks were unpleasant because she was freaking out the whole time. But once she calmed down and realized that she could communicate with me, and within a couple of months, she was just a sweet girl. It's deep down inside, that's what they are. They're just not violent and friendly animals. Well, getting them to that point takes, I spent a lot of money to learn how to do that. You want to come over? Come on. You can come sit on me. I didn't want you to leave. I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm not. How you doing? How you doing?
Jazzy Jazzbird.
Jazzy Jazzbird.
Good girl.
Oh, has the goosebird finally come over?
Yeah, I leaned over. That's why Jazz took off a little bit because I moved. All right. Well, hi, KK. What are you doing out?
Is he talking again? KK.
Hi, KK.
Oh, look
What's
at
up?
him.
Yeah. What does KK want? What does KK want? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you are a good bird. Yes, a good bird. KK. Hi, KK. He says, don't point that thing at me. Bob, what are you doing down there?
Nesting again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, GTH says, too bad you can't wear hats around these guys, a giant sombrero, because Spirit said, I don't want anyone to poop on my hand because Lisa told in chat that Rico was recently doing that. Yeah, no, a giant sombrero would be fun, but I think, well, at least
Maybe
they chew on
Manda.
it and Manda gets a fit. Oh, look
No
at that
biting the
bird.
toes. No biting the toes, you big toad.
That's Cecil.
Snuck up and, yeah, he snuck up and got me.
Mm. Is he getting up to
Got my-
KK bird?
The heels on these shoes are great. The rest of it's pretty thin. So if he grabs a hole in my toe, he can get my.
Cecil
He didn't
hanging
actually.
around with the KK. I know Cecil wants to be friendo with KK.
Oh,
he's sneaking. He's sneaking around him a lot.
Oh, they're good boys.
Yeah, it's a bit like when Bob met Pippa and Pippa was like, nope.
I only have eyes for Steve.
Mm.
The teacher to sing that song. I only have eyes for Steve. I don't know that tune that well, so. Yeah, he just sneaks up and hangs out with him for a little bit.
Yeah, Cecil's a smart boy. His social skills are slightly better than this of Bobaloo.
A snail has better social skills than Bob.
Oh, that's not true. Well,
Bob has.
Bob
does
is
not
such a
have good.
sweetheart. He just
He
doesn't.
He just doesn't have social skills. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
eventually the others figure out that he just wants to be friendly.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like with humans, so some people just look completely weird, but then you realize, oh, they just try to be nice to you. So eventually. And well, Bob is a bird, so.
Bob, are you a bird?
Bob's a good bird. He's a good bird.
That's my shoe. No. What? No. No. Diesel. No, not that. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Come here. Step up. Step up. You okay? You okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? No. Calm down. No, that's Bob. No. Calm. You be calm. Come here. Step up. Step up. All right. Well, calm down. Now calm down. Be calm. Be calm.
Oh no,
It's all right.
was a pink bird on the floor. Oh, what happened?
No, he flew over there, which is not, we've never done that before.
Are you on Salamander's perch now?
Have you gone to the dogs? Hey, hi, Bob. No, it's all right. Just pulling my pants, like, get my.
But we really have to work with KK. That Manda is not a target.
Well, Manda doesn't help himself when he acts like one.
Hi, Bob. It's all right.
but that's Mander's personality.
Yeah,
What he has
there he
learned
is.
in
Bob.
childhood.
You're not helping, Bob. I know you're trying to help. It's all right.
Yeah, Bobbily wants to
all right.
help.
It's all right. It's all right. Calm down. It's okay.
And
Gotta be
he's a
interesting.
trident. I think that's also one of the benefits.
You all right? Did you lose it there a little bit, buddy? Did you lose it a little bit? You okay now? You okay? Yeah. You didn't hurt anybody. You scared the heck out of her, but you didn't hurt her.
Mm.
It's all right. Calm down. Calm down. No, leave her alone. Pippa. Pippa, be nice.
Oh, what happened with Pippa?
Oh, she was trying to chase Jasmine away.
Oh,
Jasmine was trying to get on the other cage, and she's like, no.
yeah.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You okay now? All right.
It's like the other birds have a sign on, we don't preen, and the pink birds are like, what? That can't be true. Oh, Jasmine also looked kind of, she likes to fly.
Sitting down there when I'm about to sit is not your best position there. Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
Bob?
Hey. Lucy.
Oh, there's the Bob.
Bobbily.
Now this is the perfect situation after what happened. I've got a crew around me, and she's on my shoulder, and he's not going to try to be aggressive to her right now. And she's okay, aren't you, baby? You all right? You okay? Don't get off my shoulder. No. You're staying on my shoulder. No.
Maybe she wants going over to Auntie Shook and contemplating with her
you're not
about.
doing that. No. Turn the phone down for a second. Get
She's
over
a
here.
what has
Jasmine,
On my
she just
shoulder.
goes where she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right now, that's
Have
not a
you
good
seen
idea.
how she just walked over Don? Right over his head.
Yeah. Well, right
That's
now,
Jasmine.
if she gets anywhere,
She does that with everyone.
he's got to calm down before she goes anywhere else. No. All right, you can sit with her if you want. Okay.
Is she allowed to sit with the Shuggy? Oh, we have Auntie meeting again.
As long
Look at
as
that.
as long as they keep to the respective ends of the perch.
Don't do it. Jasmine,
I think Jasmine
stay
prefers
there.
the other side because
No,
there she can climb
Jazz.
down.
I think she wants to climb up that big post and sit on top.
Yep.
She's done that before. You need to not do that. You need to be calm, and you need to stay away from him till he calms down, okay? I know you don't understand English, but you understand I'm trying to calm you.
But at least
Okay?
she stopped before Sugar. That's very nice of you, Jessie.
Yeah, it looked like she was about
Wait.
to steamroll Sugar out of
I
the
just
way.
saw someone else climbed up on the Sugar perch. Who was that?
That is KK's least favorite perch, by the way. So if you put him over there, he kind of knows he's in a timeout. And he can get down if you want. He can get down if he wants to. Yeah, thanks, Sugar. That's just Jazz. It's just what I wanted.
No, he's proud to be in timeout. Probably posting on his Facebook and everyone else and saying, "Hey, look, I'm in timeout again. Look what a cool guy I am."
The cool kids in detention.
I don't think he's
I'm the
figured
new
out that
mysterious guy.
timeout.
All the girls love.
I think what he just gets to calm down there, and he knows he can get off of it. He has in the past climbed down from there, and I never say anything. But I have a feeling that he was getting a lot of negative reinforcement. I mean, they were telling him no to try to get him to behave a certain way, and that's the hardest way to do it. You want to do positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement has its place, Kids putting their hand in the fire, you don't say, "Oh, Johnny, you might not want to put your hand in the fire." You slap their hand away and say, "Don't do that." Right? But I think he was just they were giving him they were just like putting him back in the cage whenever he didn't misbehaved, and you can't do that.
Yeah, you have to teach
Because-
them the right way to behave. You can't just say everything they do is wrong.
Yeah, that's a good boy. KK, you're being a good boy. That's a good bird. Yeah, that's a good bird. Good bird. Hi, Cecil. All right, Lucy. No, you're not going to steal the moment. Lucy's trying to get up to get preened. Cecil's trying to come over and preen Jasmine. I'm having to hold Lucy's head so she won't steal the moment. Lucy, let him preen Jazz. I know.
No, he preens your beard.
Yeah, see, he's getting down a bit now. Probably expecting. I've seen him with a look on his face like he expects me to tell him no, and I don't do that. It's just a place for him to collect himself when he's gotten a little out of sorts. Where Jasmine's spot is on my shoulder. I mean, they all have different spots. Cecil's next. Bob is right next to me on the left side. That's where I'll put him when he needs a little bit of a timeout. But again, it's not a punishment in the standard meaning of the word. It's just that redirection.
Well, Erin and Lisa both have to go to work, so thanks for coming, you guys. Nice to see you.
Probably we're a little over because of the excitement. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Although we've gone over, so I better let everybody go, and we'll see you next time, kiddos.
Well, thanks for the stream, Don.
Sure, and there was a little excitement today, huh? Yeah, so he's being a good boy now. He's a good bird. He just needs a little retraining. Make the right choices. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Eleanor, for your help.
Well, bye, everybody. See you next time.
Next time, send me your shoes so I can use those to keep them apart.